I'm trying to prepare you guys for what's to come. We need to be ready for the fact that a lot of these billionaires, a lot of these oligarchs that threw their support in with Donald Trump may not survive this administration. Having money and power and influence does not make you smart. Let's call it like it is. You could even run a giant tech company. You could run a company like OpenAI or ChatGPT. You could run a company like Google or Amazon and still not be a very smart individual. It's very obvious that the majority of these billionaires threw their lot in with Donald Trump because they had the belief that he was going to contribute to fattening their pockets. The president winning is usually the indicator of a social shift, all right? And the business people want to get behind where they believe the culture and society is going. Donald Trump and his campaign sold them on the idea that throwing their weight behind him was the right way to go, and it would make them more money than they would ever make. But believe me when I say this, guys, divine retribution is taking shape, all right? God does not like what's happening right now. The controversy with DeepSeek AI is a perfect way to expose some of these billionaire tech bro guys who kind of thought they were invincible now that Trump took office. Guys like Sam Altman, Larry Ellison, who were tasked to head up the Stargate AI project, talking about they were going to need about $500 billion in order to get this thing going. Most of these tech people get their money based off of overinflated evaluations. What does that mean? They understand that they work and operate in a space that not a lot of people understand. They understand that technology is something that most Americans don't have access to the same level that they do. So because they boast themselves as people who have so much more knowledge in this market, a lot of times they will value the technology they have at a higher price than it's actually worth. They'll tell you, yeah, this whole project tech thing, it's gonna cost about $2 to $3 billion, so I am gonna need about 5 to 10. They do this in order to get bigger loans or bigger donations from financial entities. If you present yourself as somebody who is worth a lot of money and can generate a lot of money, chances are in this country, people are just going to give you a lot of money. So the fact that DeepSeek launches, okay, an AI platform that has shown to be way more efficient and way more intuitive than the likes of a ChatGPT and OpenAI, became so popular that it is #1 in the App Store, not unlike RedNote 2 weeks ago. This is major egg on the face of those billionaires. There are reports that say it only took about $6 or $7 million to fully create DeepSeek and launch it. So the fact that something like that was so cheap to make and is operating at a higher efficiency than technology that was maybe 10 or 20 times more expensive to make is crashing the market. It's crashing the market because people understand now it does not cost as much money to run some of these AI institutions. So now these billionaires are scrambling to figure out what to do. Don't be surprised if you start hearing things about DeepSeek stealing your data. Don't be surprised if you start hearing things about DeepSeek getting in the way. Just don't be surprised if the smear campaign against DeepSeek comes in full force, probably starting tomorrow. Because technology like this cannot exist for so cheap in these people's minds. It ruins their entire business model. It ruins their entire way of life. Why would I spend 10 times more for something that works better at a fraction of the cost? These people don't want you thinking like that. They want you to think that the only option you have is the technology or the resources that they produce. So once again, like I said, this is divine retribution, okay? When I told you that everything that Donald Trump, this administration, Elon Musk, everything they would be involved in would start falling apart as soon as he started going after that bishop, This is the type of stuff that I'm talking about. Some of you guys might think I'm crazy, and I'm not worried about that. But I promise you, it is only going to continue to become more and more complicated for Donald Trump, his administration, and all of these people who had their hand in putting this man in office, because they are not as smart as they say they are.